Hi guys, happy Wednesday. How are we all doing? Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're vibrating high wherever you are. So much has happened this week, hasn't it? And it can quite clearly be seen all over the planet that the polarization is quickening. It's progressing in earnest now. There is no denying that the so I'm having a cuppa whilst I'm talking to you. That the polarization is, it's really pulling apart now. There's no denying it. It's quite clearly, you can see it everywhere you go. I'm just going to have a slurp, then I'll carry on. So, Earth is a school, as we know. And at a certain point in time, and this is a universal cycle, it's a natural cycle, at a certain point in time, there is the opportunity for souls that have been in the third density to graduate and to leave that third density into the next density. And that period of time is now. Just doing this little recap for any new subscribers, because I've had quite a few new ones jump on. So we are going through a period of time on the planet where all of the people that are ready for the next level, and we'll use a computer game as an analogy, all of the people that are ready for the next level of the game, because they have learnt all of their lessons in 3D and they are totally ready for the next level. They're all sort of going one way. They're getting kinder and nicer, more loving, happier. They're all going that way. And then all of the ones that aren't ready for the next level of the computer game and need a lot more time to work out their own density in 3D, they're all pulling that way. And I've seen some incredible examples of that just this past week, on both sides. So like on the 3D side, I've seen people absolutely lose their minds. And and it's very sad. It's very sad to see it. But on a deeper level, you know why it's happening. I've seen people absolutely lose it. Just lose it and start attacking people for no reason. And then on the other side, I've seen, an example to give you. I was at the petrol station the other day. I actually had to go out into 3D because I needed to get some food and I needed to fill my car up. So I was in the petrol station, just looking around, smiling at everybody. And this guy next to me was looking very worried because there was a guy next to him who just started talking to him. And you often see that when you start talking to people, people instantly look worried because in this crazy place, they're like, what's going to happen? And the guy next to him was saying to him, I need to put £20 in my car. I don't know why that was. Whether he'd got a £20 voucher or something, I don't know. And he'd put £15 in and his car was full. So he still had another £5. So he'd said to the guy next to me, have you got a can in your car? Petrol can? Because I've got £5 worth of petrol here that I can't put in my car because my car's full and you can have it. I'm watching all this unfold and I could see the guy next to me who looked very concerned because he wasn't sure what was going on. This guy next to him was talking to him, was telling him he was going to give him £5 worth of petrol, which sounded great, but in 3D you're always aware of, you don't get anything for free, you know, there's got to be some kind of ulterior motive, you know, what does this guy really want? And the guy next to me went, Well, yeah, I do have a can in the car, but it's right at the back of my my boot, and I could tell he was thinking, I don't want to go into the back of my boot and get this can, because if I do, this guy, he hasn't really got £5 worth of petrol. He's just gonna bash me on the head and run off with my car or something. I could literally see it on this guy's face, and I was willing him because I could feel the vibration of the other guy. I could tell he was genuine, and I was willing this guy next to me to just accept the gift. Anyway, eventually he did. He leant into his car very quickly, got his can out, and he handed it quite gingerly to this other guy. And this guy went, "Thanks, mate. I don't want note for it. I just want to give you £5." That's how they talk where I'm from. Derbyshire. And this guy, like, all of a sudden you could see a bit of relief. He'd handed the can over to the other guy. The guy hadn't bashed him over the head. And the guy was quite clearly putting £5 worth of petrol in his can. And I'm watching all this unfold, and I can see this guy thinking, I think I might have just been given £5 worth of petrol for nothing. This guy doesn't want anything from me. He's just giving me £5 worth of petrol. And then all of a sudden, the transformation happened. And this guy next to me just bloomed like he was a flower. And he said to the guy who was giving him the petrol, "Oh, mate, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You didn't have to do that. That's really kind. That's really kind. I'm going to put a lottery ticket on now." And they said goodbye to each other, and the guy who'd given him the petrol drove off. And I'm still stood there putting my petrol in my car, smiling inside, because I've witnessed kindness, and it makes me feel so happy. And this guy stood there smiling away, and he's thinking, I've actually got £5 worth of petrol. And he puts it in his car, and he just turns around and he looks at me. And I went, with this big smile on my face, I went, "It's your lucky day." And he went, "I know, can you believe that? £5 worth of petrol." And I thought, right, I've got an opportunity here. So I said, "So now you need to pay that forwards. And when you get the opportunity today to be kind to someone, you show the same kindness." And he went, yeah. I'm going to go and put a lottery ticket on now." So I don't know whether it did actually sink in or not. But, you know, we've all of us got the opportunity to affect people, to show them a different way, a different vibration. Another example, this morning I had a delivery driver come and deliver something to my house with a big beaming smile on his face. Now this guy, I encountered this guy about 4-5 years ago, and when I first met him, he was the most miserablest, rude, disagreeable gentleman that I've ever met. And I used to have to see him nearly every day because I don't go out of my house. I prefer to stay in my environment. I've got everything set up so it's high vibration. I've got everything the way I want it. You know, when clients come to see me, they come into my house and it's proper high vibration, and they have this really empowering session, and then they leave and they're like, yes. And that's how I want it to stay. I don't go out very often. When I do, I have to put all of my frequency on. I have to put my frequency on to take it out. Anyway, this guy, this poor guy, has to come and see me nearly every day because I order a lot of stuff because I never go out. And every day I'm seeing him. And I thought to myself, I am gonna help this guy see that there is a better way, a different way to be. And over the years, I have slowly worn him down to the point where, I mean, he used to be really miserable, like massively miserable. And whenever he comes to see me, he's just delivering me stuff, but whenever he comes to my door, I shower him with kindness. I say it's lovely to see him. I ask him how his day is. I ask him what he's done, what he's going to do. I ask him what he's doing at the weekend. I talk about the weather. I talk about the roads. I talk about anything. Just to talk to him, to have some human interaction with him. And at first, when he first encountered me, I could tell him thinking, she's taking the piss out of me, she is. Every day she says to me, have a nice day. Can't she see I'm really miserable and I've got to do this job and I hate it? And, you know, you could see that he wasn't even on a similar frequency to be able to accept the kindness. But over the years, I have worn him down. And now, when I've watched him get out of his car. The second he steps on my path, that man starts smiling. Because he knows when I open my door, I'm going to make him feel good. I am going to share my light. I'm going to ask him how he is. I'm going to pour kindness on him. I'm going to tell him thank you so much for bringing this parcel to me. And I'll say to him, do you have any idea how much you delivering that for me has made my life better and easier? I am so grateful. I am so thankful for what you do. And you deliver something to me every day. And I am so appreciative of it. Thank you. And I'll tell him exactly what I'm going to do with whatever's in the parcel. And I can see him thinking, you know, I'm making a difference. I'm helping people. And we all of us are. In all of the jobs that we do in this world, it all makes a difference. Every single thing that you do. If you're doing something for somebody else, it makes a difference. So don't forget to let the people know who are doing the jobs for you that make a difference for you. Don't forget to let them know how important they are. Give them a smile. Give them some kindness. Show them the love vibration. That is what we came here to do. That is what we came here to be. The love vibration. And to show the people, the souls that have been trapped in this craziness for so long. Show them the light again. Show them what it feels like to even be able to accept kindness from someone else. Some people, like this wonderful guy who delivers my parcels, some people feel so low inside they don't even know how to accept kindness when kindness is shown to them. So, you know, there's great work to be done here, and all of us have the power to do it and to make a difference to people's lives. And I had that wonderful moment this morning where that guy handed me a parcel. And I saw, and I compared him in my head movies with the guy that I first encountered 4 or 5 years ago compared to the guy who was on my doorstep this morning. Different people. Spread your frequency. Spread your light. It is so important. Every person you meet, you have the ability to affect. And then they go on and spread their frequency. And before you know it, the entire vibration of the entire world has raised slightly just because of your frequency. Shine that light. Get out there and shine it, because now is the time. Now is what a time to be alive, where the two polarities, the two strains of consciousness, those who are ready for the next level, those who aren't. And there's no judgment there. There is no judgment there. We have all been there. We have all been there. Not all of us are at the same level. Some people need a longer time, more exposure to how it feels to be on the receiving end of the darkness before they are ready for their next jump. So shine your light, because it has an incredible effect on everybody that you meet. And that was just what I wanted to share today. So I'm going to move on to the session. So what I want to share today is the second half of the session that I read out last week. So just to refresh your memory, the client last week raised her frequency in the session to meld, to meet with a part of her multidimensional self who is very high frequency being, a heart tone being that resided within and around Venus. And these incredible beings were all about the heart, and they affected the heart through releasing tones, colours and frequency from their heart space. And they are affecting us here in our reality. If you are vibrating at a high enough frequency to receive that love, that heart tone from these beings, they are sending that frequency down now. And they said, watch the skies. It's all starting to happen. Everything is starting to happen. This is the time that is spoken about in all of the ancient texts. It's touched on in all of the religions. In all of the religions, because there's truth in all of them. There's lots of dogma and lots of control in all of them, but there are truth in all of the religions. And this time is spoken about in everything. And that's the time that we're in now. It's an incredible time to be alive. So I'm going to read you now the second half of her session. So the first session that I read out for you guys last week was her past life regression part. We call it past life regression, but it's just moving your consciousness to another part of you. So that can be what we perceive as a past life back through our ages of time, or it can be another part of your multidimensional self that is incarnated elsewhere. So we saw the past life part last week. This is the information that was shared in her higher self segment. Now I've taken all of the personal information out, so there's no personal information there of the client, and this information has been shared by client permission. Wonderful, wonderful, amazing person who has said that I can share the information on Sirius as well, and the other bits and bobs that were shared in terms of information. So bring her higher self through. So we say goodbye to that heart being that came through from Venus, and then I request to speak to this lady's higher self. So the switch is made. And I say to her, you could have showed her many things today, but you allowed her to connect with a part of herself that is an energy heart being that resides on Venus. Why did you show her that today? It's because of the heart and the power of the heart. She needs to know that that is real. And then I ask, why is it such a struggle here for us to believe in the heart and that all of that is real? And this is just so profound. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to have permission to share this, because it is just superb. The world wasn't ready when all of these heart beings came down. All of the starseeds, they suffer because the world was not ready for them. But they had to come down to make the world ready for this change. That is why it is so hard. And I say, and I know what I mean when I say this, but yeah, it wasn't really the right thing to say. I put, yeah, it's like the chicken and the egg. We had to arrive early to wake people up. But in so doing, we ourselves have experienced great suffering that has closed our heart space down. But it's time for us to open right up again now and step back into our power. Yes. And then the client had mentioned to me that she used to feel like she used to get messages from the sun when she was younger, and she wanted more clarity around that. And her higher self says, yes, this was the heart light from the heavens and the skies as a reminder that she is not alone. She is doing the right thing. Always follow the magic. How do you guide her? We send vibrations and feelings into the body and images into the mind's eye. We are reminding her of places that she has been. We are always there. What should she be doing in this role that she is in on earth? Keep in the heart. Live in the new place as much as you can, in the heart and in the now. And then I'm going to mention this because it's really important to understand where this all connects. She feels very connected to her cat. Have they had previous lifetimes before? Yes, he's like a brother to her. They come from the same place. They planned to come here together. Tell me about that. It's just beyond Sirius, just above the clouds, where people prepare, heal, and wait. And he was waiting there. What does she do above the clouds in Sirius? Tell me more about that. It's where they planned the patterns, the songs, and the sounds, and how to carry those sounds in the heart, and the frequency that they would carry together whilst they are here on earth. Has she ever lived directly on the surface of Sirius, or is it just above? Yes, she has lived on Sirius. Tell me about that. She had a body, but she also could just be energy. And they gathered light, and all of the beings connected to her gathered light, and they sent it down to earth from their hearts. Beautiful. So they were helping earth there as well. Yes, songs, so many songs, the skies. And at this point I can tell we're really deep here. And that's where her connection to Sirius comes from. Yes, that's where her teachers are. Tell me about those. Some are animals. There and in childhood, her teachers were from Sirius. All the animals that she connected with as a child here are teachers from Sirius. What about those whales that she used to see dancing around when she was a child? Yes, they were from Sirius. They are very wise beings. They can fly around anywhere. But they all are connected to song and the heart, and she has never seen that full connection before. The full connection of all of the places and the songs and the heart and the stars. So she could see these beings as a child. Why did she lose the ability to see those as she grew older? Why was that? Toxins in the body and the mind and the heart and the environment, but she can clear the heart herself. She wanted to be here on earth at this time to experience the dark energies, to master them, and to not be afraid. She chose to be here to experience the darker energies. And so if people can see that people down here on earth were trapped But then we're not. Then they can see everything. Then it is no longer something to be fearful of, the darker energies. Beautiful. So she came here to master all of this. Yes. To go through a school of being trapped by the dark, but to break free from that and to ascend into the light. Yes. It's an art form to be able to be so light that you can go so dark. Wow. I absolutely love that. I absolutely love that. And I've spent so much time in meditation thinking about that phrase. It's an art form to be able to be so light that you can go so dark and basically break free of that darkness and return to the light. It's such a beautiful thing. So in the session, I was bowled over by that. So I said, tell me more about that. And her higher self says, you know, all the star beings know. It's what they and you have done. The indigo children, the light from Sirius in the mind and the heart of the teachers, still there with you when you have come. Yes. And then I say, what were the tunnels that she could see, that she's been seeing in her dreams, and the blue star beings? This is the gateway of the connection of how to travel through the third eye and the heart. Is that how we astral travel at night? We can. That's how you go higher. So high, you might not even know that you've gone, and you just appear. And I don't know why I asked this next question, but I obviously felt guided to ask it because of what comes next. We mentioned the whales that she could see around her, because this client could see whales around her as a child, literally just flying around. And she would talk about them, and people would think that she was just a child with an overactive imagination. That's how we perceive it in this crazy world, when actually it's the child that is right. And she could see these whales. And so I say, she's guided by these whales as a child. Who else was guiding her? What else? What else could she see? And she says, dragons. And I say, dragons. Tell me about that. Like a light blue energy, but a dragon. They are far away now, and they send light to her, to carry her. She remembers flying now on the dragons. That was not a dream when she was a child. It really happened. Wow! And then I missed loads of stuff out there because that's all personal stuff. So I've took that out. So now we're going to jump to New Earth. Is there anything that you can tell her about her transition to the New Earth and how it will happen for her? It's like a song. With any song, it hits the right note and then it happens. Oh, I love that. I love that because it says so much. That statement says so much. It's all about frequency. Think of everything that's going on in the world at the moment and leave the 3D stuff to one side because we know what's happening with that. But think of the people that you see that are waking up and how beautiful that is, and the journeys that people are going on, the transformational journeys that people are going on, and the love energies. It's like it's building to a crescendo, and at a certain point, our collective song that we're all making together on Team Light is going to hit a certain note, a certain frequency, and then it happens. That is so beautiful. It's so powerful. And I say, when will she experience this? When will it happen for her? Soon. It is the number 3. Tell me more about that. That's the magic that she carries in her third eye. And that is the number that the earth is shifting to. The number 3. What will happen when the earth shifts to a number 3? All of the light that has been suppressed will shine. And then I felt guided to ask this at this point, which is why I asked it. She's had a dream a couple of times where she has seen 2 orange suns in the sky. What can you tell us about that? It's a memory, if you will, of a time that could happen. Tell me more about that. It's when the earth is resting after a shift. Then it rests, and then things change again. And everybody is so full of love, they just rest for a while. And that is when the suns reunite. Is that after the shift to New Earth? Yes. And how do the suns reunite? Tell me about that. It's the level of light that comes in and it meets the suns and we can see them again. Why couldn't we see them before? The darkness. So when the level of light that is coming in increases in frequency and it becomes higher, then we will be able to see the other sun again? Yes. The texture changes and the suns can morph into shapes and colours and different sizes. So there are 2 suns in our solar system, not 1? Yes. And they have the ability to appear as you go up the dimensions. And this period of time where she saw the 2 suns is where she is on the new earth. It's like a memory of a timeline that could happen. Everything is moving. Everything is moving. So keep in your heart at all times. Tell me about how everything is moving at the moment. It's going faster than ever. Everything is moving so fast now. The vibrations are going so fast. And what does that mean? Everything will be brighter. Everything will shimmer. Yes. And it feels like the shift is really close. Yes, it is very close. What will she do when she is on the new earth? She will sing. She will create sound and music. She can enjoy all of the moments that she crafted on 3D Earth, but felt energetically as if they were on New Earth. All of the magical moments that you want to experience, you will. It is like the reward. And I say, the reward for being in this density? And she says, the reward for being brave enough to feel the pain, for being brave enough when loved ones leave that you do not know if you will see them again. Because you were brave, you will. It's all about the heart. And when I ask, is there any final message for her that she needs to know moving forwards that will help her, she is told she needs to know about the trees, to talk to the trees. They listen. What a powerful session. So much incredible information that came out of that session. We know the shift is close, we know that anyway. We know it's all about staying in the heart, in the love frequency. We understand now that we're going to be able to see so much more when the shift happens. I've known for a while that we're going to see different planets, different objects in the sky when the shift happens, because I've had a few visions, if you like, or I've had dreams where I've seen other spheres in the sky that are sending so much love our way that I'm aware we can now see because we're vibrating at a different frequency. So there will be so much more that is unveiled to us that we will be able to see when our frequency shifts. And as our frequency is shifting, we are seeing more and more. I shared a video on my community section on this channel last week that shows different things in the sky that are there. And, you know, great pains are being taken to cover these things up in the sky because they don't want us to see them. But they're there. And ignore the religious dogma and the fear vibration on that video. I just want you to see the objects in the sky. Times are changing. We are going to see things appear that we've seen captured in the paintings of old. Everything that was old is going to become new. Because back then, right the way back then, everything was a much higher vibration before it fell. You know, you'll see some of the old pictures, some of the old paintings where there are ships in the sky. There are spheres in the sky. If you look at all of the old paintings surrounding the Ascension of Jesus and other ascended masters, they are all inside spheres. They have all achieved a level of consciousness whereby they can move themselves just through thinking, through thought. Everything that was old is going to become new. And you can see it happening in real time. Globalization is literally just dying. Everybody's thinking, wow, why did we let so much of our stuff, so much of our power go elsewhere? It's time to start growing gardens, growing your own food, nurturing your own food, giving those seeds love and care and tenderness and seeing them grow, and then in turn ingesting that vibration into your body of that love that you have given those seeds. You all know that I've been growing a garden, and I literally started it a month ago, and I've had to start the seeds inside of my house because in the UK the weather is shocking. And we've got so many storms over here at the moment. And every night I've experimented with putting plant pots outside that have just got compost in. They've got no plants or anything in, to see whether those plant pots are going to stay put. And they're not. They just end up all over my garden because the weather in the UK is shocking. So I've been growing my own vegetables inside my house. My dining room now looks like a tropical rainforest because it's full of crystals, of high vibrational frequency, I've got, I burn frankincense in my house all the time. I've got pots of salt everywhere that capture any negative frequencies and I get rid of them. I've got the house crystal gridded. I've got high vibration throughout my house. And oh my goodness, you ought to see my plants in that dining room. They've only been growing a month and my runner beans are up to the ceiling. I've had to stand on a chair to fix sticks, canes together to be able to give my beans more growing room. Literally, I've never seen beans as tall. And they're so happy. You go into my dining room and the frequency is so high vibrational. And you know, imagine the type of vegetables that are going to come off of those beans. Amazing. We all need to be doing stuff like that. So now I want to talk about very briefly, because I'm conscious of the fact that time is ticking on and I've got an eye appointment this afternoon. I should have had a client today, but they rearranged at the last minute. So I've managed to squeeze in an eye appointment to get myself some new glasses because I'm due a new pair. But I want to talk briefly about the equinox. So we've got huge energies coming in at the moment. The equinox for me is always my most powerful surge of energy every year. The March equinox, it just knocks me off my feet. So powerful. And you may well remember at the back end of last year I shared some channelings from the beautiful Melissa who sent me this painting. This is an actual painting that she painted. It's not a print, it's a real painting. It's so beautiful, so powerful. Her work is superb. You need to go to her website and check out heyitsmelissa.love, and I will put that in the body of this YouTube video. The paintings that she creates are exceptional. They're all one-off pieces, but I do believe the last time I spoke to Melissa that she was thinking about providing prints, so you can buy prints and frame the prints. This is an original that she sent me, which is just absolutely beautiful. I feel so blessed and so grateful to have this hang in my house, and I stare at this painting. It gets so much love. I stare at it all the time. It hangs in my bedroom normally, and when I'm meditating or if I'm getting a Reiki attunement or anything like that, I connect with this painting. It's wonderful. Her work is incredible. Anyway, so this is one of her channelings, Spring Equinox channeling by Melissa, and her website is heyitsmelissa.love. We are with you always. You are a part of us and we are a part of you. There is no separation. You need only tune in, feel us in your hearts, feel that sense of peace that washes over you. When you seek that place of peace, you will find us there. For when you tune into that frequency, the stream of transmission is always available to you. We communicate through frequency, which you then translate into your human language, for that is how all telepathy works. You have all made it through a very intense wave of energies that have been reaching your planet. These energies have been putting the squeeze, so to speak, on all beings. The purpose is for an individual and collective levelling up in the body, the DNA, and the light body, but also the discomfort that can come from experiencing these intense energies provokes an internal levelling up as well, through the healing and transmutation of past traumas. The energy has now shifted from an intense going within to an intense movement externally. As within, so without. This cycle leading up to the equinox is a powerful window for opportunities and for creation. All of the work you have done within yourselves, all that you have learned and transcended, will be made manifest in your external reality. There is a powerful momentum of energy moving into the equinox, and on the other side of the equinox as well. There is, of course, the energy of the equinox itself, as it represents the cycles of your Earth Mother Gaia. These are her internal and external cycles that she is experiencing. You are bearing witness to these, and as a fractal of her, you experience these events as well. But the collective knowing and understanding of the power within these events also brings its own energy of change. So you feel the energy and the momentum moving into the equinox. You feel that creative and manifesting frequency that it holds. And yet you are also creating and strengthening it through your collective acknowledgement of its power and potential. We would like to speak more about the idea of detachment, as we know it is of particular interest to this channel. What does it mean to let go, to truly let go, and to be present in the moment? This is an idea that spiritual beings on your planet practice and desire to achieve. And yet, when you are in that state of letting go, your desire is to hold on to something that feels familiar, to stay tethered to what is known, in order to move into a new state of being. Letting go is absolutely necessary and required. And we understand that it will take an enormous leap of faith and trust in the process as it unfolds for you. You are all stepping into completely unfamiliar territory. And this is why we say that you are so brave, so very brave. Each one of you making this choice for yourselves, for the planet, for the collective. And we walk with you as you place one foot in front of the other. We are the road that rises to meet you, the ground beneath your feet, holding you steady and anchoring you as you walk into the unknown and the infinite possibilities of what is to come. Humans have a tendency to seek complexity, and we understand that this is a part of who you are and how you have made such leaps and bounds with technological advances that have brought you to this moment right now. With the great experiment and the dive into separation and disconnection, there needed to be a way to bring billions of humans together on your planet. And this is once again a testament to how humans always find a way, a testament to how the God source in you always seeks a way to stay connected, no matter what the darkness throws at you or subjects you to. That God source energy in each one of you can never be stamped out. It is always seeking to express itself, to connect and to find the light. Just as the plant beings on your planet move themselves towards the light, reaching for it, that God source energy within you is always seeking the light. So much of the ascension process for humanity is not about learning something new. It is not about having access to information. It is about unlearning and simplifying. It is about detaching from the outside world and going within. It is about unplugging from things that are man-made and tuning in to the Earth Mother, to your higher self, your team of guides. And although anything man-made is God-made, for these cannot be separated, the earth and the higher dimensions hold frequencies that will elevate each of you to a much higher level. This is why many of you are feeling the need to detach. Detachment is an integral part of the process, without which progress and forward momentum would be impossible. It is merely a letting go of the linear timeline, which is a construct of third-dimensional reality. What you must understand is that love is freedom. When you are swimming in the love energy, when you are opening yourself up to the infinite possibilities, you are free. Free to experience anything and everything that you desire to experience. Attachments are like ropes that are holding you down. Your heart and mind and spirit are yearning for freedom. When you heal yourself from traumas through the energy of love, the magnetic attachment imprinted by that trauma becomes neutral and no longer has any hold over you. That is why self-healing is the most imperative thing that you can be doing. Free yourselves. For some of you, these are the last layers of the process. And for others, you are just beginning to dive in. No other being can do this work for you. Yes, there are others that can hold space for you and walk with you as you do this work, but no other being can heal you. Only you can do that. Be out in nature as much as possible. Let her fill your senses with beauty and wonder. Allow the mother to nurture and care for her children, for it is the love energy that propels the body, mind and spirit to return to its perfect and pristine state. You are spirit made manifest, God in physical form. Each and every one of you is a wonder to behold. Please honour yourselves by allowing the feelings to surface. Do not resist. Allow the tears to flow. It is a beautiful process put in place to move trauma from the body and to make way for new energy to come in. Move your bodies, dance, sing, meditate, ground. Use all of the tools available to you when you need them. Trust your intuition. Know that you can trust completely the internal guidance you are receiving, for it is always perfect for what you need. Spend time in the sun. Allow yourself to be nurtured by the plant and animal beings on your planet. They are ascending as well and becoming much more interactive. They are responding to your higher frequencies as you are responding to theirs. The new earth is here. Right now. Right now, dear ones. You only need to focus your lenses to see it. And that is so true. All we need to do is focus our lens, our frequency to see new earth. And we are there. Just like my client from earlier. Hitting the right note within the song. Adjusting our frequency. Changing the focus of our lens. And we're there. All of this, everything, marries up. All of it. And it's so beautiful. And it's so powerful. And we have the power with our light to create that shift. So keep shining. Switch off your TV sets. Do not listen to the fear frequency that has the power to hypnotize you in your own home. Don't listen. Switch it off. Switch the fear off. Read. Talk to each other. Have fun with your children. Have fun with your family members. Have fun with your animals. Burn essential oils. Meditate. Speak to your crystals. Grow plants. Do high vibrational things. Make yourself feel happy. Spread that frequency out wherever you go. And on that note, I now need to go and get my actual lenses literally refocused within 3D. So wish me luck, because I now need to get my frequency on. My huge frequency that just blasts people out of the way. And I need to go into 3D now and get my peepers tested, because I want some new glasses. So, in conclusion, if you want to read more of Melissa's channelings, which are superb, she has all of those on heyitsmelissa.love. She has her artwork on there. You can book sessions with Melissa. I believe Melissa does sound healing. She does Reiki. I believe that she potentially is training in QHHT as well. So go and find Melissa. Also as well today, my good friend Yvette Shepherd has an article in this month's Spirit and Destiny magazine. So if you get that magazine, or if you don't get it and check it out, because Yvette is flying the flag for QHHT worldwide with that magazine, which is brilliant. She also did an amazing interview as well on Circle of White Light recently. So if you haven't checked out Yvette's recent interview, which you can listen to it on a podcast, check that out. I'll pop it on the community section of my YouTube, so you can find it on there. I only have 4 sessions left in terms of QHHT for April. If you want to come and see me, you want to come and get a QHHT session, you want to get your chakras totally cleaned, invigorated, you want to be vibrating at the highest possible level that you physically can vibrate at, come and see me. I can't wait to meet you. If you are going to have a QHHT session anywhere in the world and you want to have something to give yourself a little bit of a, I don't know, a training before you go, or you want to check your visualization is as you want it to be, this is my guide on Amazon that will help you train your inner vision, prepare yourself for hypnosis, a guide to visualization mastery. If you've newly awakened and you don't know what Ascension is, or you do but you've just woken up and you want a bit of a guide to help you know where to start in terms of raising your vibration, this is my short guide on Amazon, Raise Your Vibration for Ascension, a guide to help you vibrate high. It's not for really seasoned, high vibrating individuals who've been awake for a gazillion years. It's for the newbies. And if you just, now you've switched your TV sets off and you're focusing on your frequency, if you just want something to read, that is written by an awakened starseed that is not a member of the cabal, here are my books, my fiction books that you can buy on Amazon. Have a great week. Whatever you do, keep vibrating high. Switch off the fear. We don't need that frequency. That frequency is not for us. We've spent enough time in that frequency, thank you very much. We want to graduate now. We want to graduate to the love vibration. That's where we're headed. So focus on what you want to manifest in your life. If you want to manifest love, peace, harmony, focus on that, because that's where we're going. That's the vibration of the new earth. And I can't wait to see you there. Until next time, make sure you keep vibrating high. Love you all. Bye.